Welcome to the deep dive. If you're managing diabetes, and maybe this is your first summer doing it, well, summer's great, right? Sunshine, fun outdoors. But it also brings some pretty specific challenges, especially for your feet. So today, that's our focus. Diabetes, summer shoes, and dealing with the heat. Our job today is basically to go through all this info. We've gathered articles, some research, expert notes, and pull out the key things you really need to know. We want to help you keep your feet safe and healthy this summer, turn all that information into, practical steps.
And that's so important because, look, diabetic foot care is always crucial all year round. But summer adds these unique pressures. You've got potential nerve damage, neuropathy, which many people deal with, and then your body reacts to heat by swelling. Put those together, and a small problem you don't even notice can unfortunately get serious really, really fast. Understanding why is step one.
Okay, let's dig into that why. Because honestly, my first thought might be, well, warm weather sounds better for feet than cold, right? Less constriction, maybe. But everything we looked at points the other way. So what are these, fundamental issues summer brings that we might not think about right away?
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's where things get really key. It boils down to about three main things that sort of work against each other in the heat. First, like we mentioned, is nerve damage or neuropathy. This can seriously mess with your ability to feel things, pain, pressure, even if something's way too hot or cold. So imagine you could be walking on scorching hot pavement and just not realize it's burning you, or get a small cut and have no idea.
Wow, okay, so you might not feel the injury happening.
Exactly. Then second, heat just makes you swell, your feet included. Now, for someone with diabetes, that's not just uncomfortable. Shoes that felt fine in April suddenly get tight, they rub, create pressure spots, and bam, blisters.
Right, right. The swelling makes the fit change.
Precisely. And third, diabetes itself can unfortunately slow down healing, significantly sometimes. So that tiny blister from rubbing, or that little cut you didn't feel, for someone else it might be nothing. But for you, it could turn into a nasty infection, or even an ulcer if it's not caught and treated right away.
Okay, that clicks. You can't feel it well. It heals slower. That combination really opens the door to specific dangers we need to look out for. So, based on the sources, what are the really big risks, the things we absolutely need on our radar this summer?
Yeah, the research kept pointing to a few major ones, and some might be a bit surprising. Maybe the sneakiest one is the risk of burns from hot surfaces. Like we said with neuropathy, you might just not feel how incredibly hot blacktop or concrete or even beach sand can get. We've seen reports of really severe burns from just, brief contact, sometimes needing surgery. It's serious.
Just from walking on it for a moment. Wow.
It can happen that fast. Then there's the whole sandals and barefoot thing. It's so tempting in summer, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Flip-flops are my go-to.
Well, the sources are really clear. Going barefoot or even wearing typical flip-flops dramatically bumps up your risk. Cuts, things you might step on, puncture wounds, and those burns we just talked about. Plus, open shoes like sandals let your feet dry out more. They strip away natural oils, leading to dryness and cracking, especially on the heels.
And those cracks are like open doors.
Perfection. Exactly. Tiny breaks in the skin become entry points for bacteria. And then there's the swelling again. Heat makes it worse. Shoes get tighter. Pressure points develop, which leads to blisters, sores, abrasions, which brings us really to the biggest umbrella risk: infection. Any break in the skin, a burn, a blister, a crack, can easily get infected. And if it does, it can ulcerate if you don't jump on it. It's that quiet progression that's so dangerous.
Okay, that's a sobering list of things that can go wrong. But knowing the risks is just the first step, right? So this is where we shift gears from the what if to the, okay, what do I actually do? People listening are probably thinking, all right, how do I prevent this stuff daily? And the sources were super clear. You need an essential daily foot care routine. It's just not optional in the summer.
Absolutely. Think of it like brushing your teeth, but for your feet.
Yeah.
A quick, vital summer habit. Number one, most important. Daily inspection. Every single day. No excuses. You need to look closely at your feet. Top, bottom, between the toes. Check for anything unusual: cuts, blisters, sores, redness, swelling, changes in color, even temperature changes. Use a mirror if you need to see the bottoms properly. Don't miss those spots between the toes.
Okay, daily check. What's next? Washing.
Yep, washing. Use lukewarm water, test it first. Make sure it's not hot, and a mild soap. The really key part here is drying. Dry thoroughly, paying extra attention to drying between your toes. Moisture there is asking for fungal infections.
Got it. Dry between the toes, then moisturizer.
Moisturizing, yes. It helps prevent that dryness and cracking. Applied to the tops and bottoms. But, and this is crucial, the sources all say don't put lotion or cream between your toes.
Ah, okay. Same reason. Fungus.
Exactly. Keep that area dry. Number 4, socks. Always wear clean, dry socks. Change them daily or even more often if your feet sweat a lot. Look for moisture-wicking materials, things like cotton blends or synthetics designed for sports. They help pull sweat away.
Makes sense. And lastly, nails.
Nail care. Trim your toenails straight across. Don't curve the edges down. That can lead to ingrown nails. Gently file any sharp corners. And a really critical point from the sources: never try to cut off calluses, corns, or hard skin yourself. Don't use those medicated pads either. If you've got those issues, you need to see a podiatrist, a foot doctor. Safest way.
Okay, so that daily routine is like the foundation. Check, wash, dry, moisturize carefully, clean socks, proper nail care. But then you step outside. What about the shoes themselves? What did the research say about picking the right summer footwear? Because it sounds like it's less about style and more about, well, injury prevention.
Totally. Your shoes are like your first line of defense out there. The sources highlighted a few must-haves for summer diabetic footwear. They need to be lightweight, definitely breathable, think mesh or materials that let air circulate to deal with heat and sweat. A wide toe box is super important. Gives your toes room to move and accommodates any swelling that happens during the day. You don't want pinching.
Right, prevents rubbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just overall good support and, critically, a proper fit. No slipping, no tight spots. Look inside the shoe, too. Ideally, no rough seams that could rub and cause blisters. And adjustable closures, laces, or Velcro straps are a huge plus because your feet will swell in the heat and you need to be able to adjust the fit.
What about materials?
Things like leather or canvas are generally good breathable options. Synthetics can be okay if they're designed with mesh panels for airflow. Oh, and a really practical shopping tip that came up repeatedly. Always try on new shoes later in the day. Your feet are naturally a bit larger than from normal daily swelling. Ensures you get a fit that works all day long.
That's a great tip. The sources even mentioned some specific types, didn't they? Like examples of what works well.
They did. For instance, for an athletic shoe style, something like the Dr. Comfort Victory models often get mentioned. They tend to be lightweight, use breathable mesh, have that smooth interior, wider toe area, and good cushioning.
Okay. And for sandals, since regular flip-flops are maybe not the best idea.
Right. For sandals, look for styles more like the SAS Club Sport Athletic Sandal. Key features there are adjustable straps, lets you fine-tune the fit as your feet swell, a supportive cushioned footbed, and still an open design for air, but with more structure and protection than a basic flip-flop. Helps prevent fungal issues, too.
So better options exist than just standard flip-flops or going barefoot. Good to know. Now, besides the daily checks and the right shoes, what about protecting feet directly from the heat itself and managing that swelling we keep talking about?
Yeah, direct heat protection is huge. Rule number 1, cannot stress this enough. Never, ever go barefoot on hot surfaces, period. Not the beach, not the pool deck, not pavement. Those surfaces get dangerously hot.
Even for a few steps.
Even for a few steps, you might not feel the burn starting. For those places, beach, cool water shoes are your best bet. They offer protection. And when you're getting in a bath or shower, always, always test the water temp with your hand or elbow first, not your foot. Also easy to forget, put sunscreen on your feet if they're going to be exposed. They can burn just like any other skin.
Good point. I never think of that.
Yeah. And even inside, if your sensation isn't great, be aware of potentially hot floors near sunny windows or heaters. Maybe keep socks or slippers on. If you're sitting outside relaxing, try to elevate your feet a bit. Helps with swelling and keeps them out of direct, intense sun. Something like the OrthoFeet 573 leather sandal was mentioned as an example of a sandal that offers more coverage and protection while still being okay for warmer weather.
Okay, that covers heat protection. What about actively managing the swelling itself?
Right, managing swelling. Elevating your feet whenever you're sitting is simple but effective. Stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. That actually helps your body manage fluids better. Try to limit really salty foods, as salt makes you retain water, which adds to swelling. Keep moving. Gentle, regular exercise boosts circulation, which is great for foot health and can help reduce swelling over time.
And footwear helps here too.
Definitely. Shoes with those adjustable straps, like we mentioned with the Ross Homerson Key Dairy sandal example, are fantastic. You can loosen them up as the day goes on if needed. You could also look into compression socks or stockings, especially if you know you'll be standing or walking a lot. Talk to your doctor about whether those are right for you. And simple things help too. Foot exercise is just circling your ankles, wiggling your toes, get the blood flowing. And if your feet feel hot and swollen, soaking them in cool water or using a cool, damp cloth could feel really good and help temporarily. But, importantly, if you notice swelling that seems excessive, or different than usual, or if it's just worrying you don't hesitate, talk to your doctor.
Okay, this is a lot of great practical advice. It sounds like you can still enjoy summer activities, but you just need to be smarter about it, more prepared. So, what's the takeaway for staying active beach trips, walks, hikes without putting your feet at risk?
The main theme is preparation and awareness. Always wear the right shoes for the activity. Don't wear walking shoes to the beach or sandals for a hike. After you swim or walk on the beach, check your feet right away.
Mm-hmm.
Any redness, scrapes, and dry them thoroughly, especially between the toes. If you're going for a longer walk or hike, plan for short breaks. Take your shoes off for a minute, check your feet. Catch any potential hot spots or rubbing before it becomes a blister. For water stuff specifically, wear water shoes for protection. Afterwards, rinse your feet with fresh water to get rid of drying chlorine or salt. Little tip for the beach. Maybe bring a small spray bottle with plain water. Makes it easier to rinse sand off completely. And always, always pack extra socks. If your feet get sweaty, change into a dry pair. For more rugged stuff like hiking, shoes like the Propet M3598 waterproof hiking shoe example are good models, waterproof, good grip, protective toe cap. Lightweight, but sturdy.
Right. And then the really crucial part. We've done everything right, but maybe something still happens. A cut, a blister that looks weird. When is it time to stop self-care and absolutely see a doctor?
This is probably the single most important message, honestly. You need to act fast. The sources were all crystal clear on this. See your doctor immediately if you find any wound that isn't healing, or if you see increasing redness, swelling, warmth, or discharge around a sore. Any unusual symptoms like persistent pain, numbness, tingling that's new or worse. Also, any new cut or blister, especially if it looks deep or isn't getting better after a day or two, or any nail problems like ingrown nails or signs of fungus that you can't safely manage.
So don't wait and see.
Absolutely, do not wait and see. The risk of serious complications goes up dramatically the longer you wait because of that slower healing with diabetes. A small issue can become limb-threatening much faster than you might think. And remember, those regular checkups with your podiatrist or primary doctor are key. They can spot potential problems before they become serious, sometimes even before you notice anything yourself. Prevention is everything.
Okay, so pulling it all together from this deep dive, the big message seems to be, yes, you absolutely can have a great summer. It's not about restriction. It's about being informed and consistent. We talk about those three pillars, right? The daily checks, making smart shoe choices for every situation, and actively protecting your feet from heat and injury.
Exactly. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, it's a lot like managing blood sugar, isn't it? Diligent foot care, like blood sugar management, is a daily commitment. It takes attention, consistency, making proactive choices. But doing it empowers you. It lets you live a full, active, healthy life and enjoy everything summer has to offer without that constant worry or, worse, a serious complication. It's really about taking control.
That's a great way to put it. So the advice is stay vigilant, stay cool, use this knowledge, and go have a fantastic, safe summer. You've got the tools now to protect your feet and enjoy every bit of it.